Module 4 is all about retaining the employees that you've worked so hard to recruit. It's the final module in our 4-module course all about recruiting PAs into the private equity space. And by now you know how to attract them, you know how to recruit them, you know how to onboard them, and now we need to teach you how to retain them and get the most out of them and align their growth with the business's growth. So there are 8 practical steps that we're going to explore in this module and which you can use to retain and grow your PAs that you've hired. So number 1 is all about regular check-ins. It's about catching up with the PAs. A lot of companies get completely caught out by unexpected turnover, PAs leaving that they didn't even know were unhappy. Please make sure you catch up with your PA and check in with them at least once a week. Step number 2, build a personal development plan for the PA you've just hired. Spend some time with them finding out where they see their career moving and align their personal goals to the business's goals. What do I mean by that? Just look at what they want to achieve for themselves, and therefore you can explore whether there are any other opportunities for them to grow within. Sometimes I get asked about how I can progress my PA internally if I don't have a set career progression plans. Don't worry, do a personal development plan, find out where they want to go, and then work back from that. So actively train and upskill your PA is point number 3. It's something that quite a lot of companies are scared of doing because they think it means that they'll upskill them so much that they end up moving elsewhere. But don't be afraid of that. An upskilled PA who has been trained and supported and given the opportunity to grow internally will give so much more whilst they're in your employment than otherwise. Hopefully you'll be able to promote them within. We've seen that work really successfully for PAs. They're not just admins. They've got really wide scopes. They get involved across the business. They've got fantastic networks and really smart companies tapping into that unexplored talent pool and giving them the opportunities to promote within. So upskill them. Even if you can't offer them an opportunity internally to promote them, they're going to be so much happier. They'll refer people back to you if they've left and moved on. And yeah, there's no harm in it. It's absolutely brilliant. Upskill them, train them, give them opportunities for progression. So point number 4 is all about hiring temps to retain your employees. You might think that that's just me trying to sell temps, but I can assure you that companies that we recruit for that use temps have much better retention of their support staff. Use a temp to cover a holiday, a sickness cover, or an interim recruitment gap while you're trying to hire someone. It means that your existing pool don't get overworked, they can take proper holidays, they come back more refreshed, and we statistically have noticed that the clients that we work with who use temps have much higher retention than those that don't. Step number 5 is looking at your benefits program. Private equity is a really competitive industry in terms of what you offer. It's really great, but sometimes you might find that some of your competitors are offering even better ones than you offer. So make sure that you're benchmarking your benefits in the industry. You can use our salary survey for that, but the key ones to look out for are your holiday days. Anything less than 25 days is just not going to be appealing to anybody. Flexible working options is definitely on the rise. It's something that we get asked about all the time. So reviewing and evaluating your flexible working options, and if you can offer it, do. It's really, really, really appealing and stands out in this market. Looking at your pension and your healthcare, make sure you offer some form of food because that's what the majority of your competitors do. So breakfast and lunch, or breakfast and lunch, or dinner if they're working late. And also make sure you're evaluating your maternity package. And the minimum should really be 3 months. The average is around 3 to 6 months. So the next step you can take, number 6, is all about getting PAs involved in projects. PAs are naturally fantastic facilitators. They're normally really well networked, and naturally that leads quite well to managing projects from start to finish. They are what we call sort of reflectors. They can see things through. So don't be afraid to get them involved in projects. That helps them feel like they're growing, they're getting access to the business's growth, and they're also sort of feeling more valued and part of the business, the wider business, rather than just their executives they're supporting. So step number 7 is all about regular reviews, and that's not just their performance with making sure that they're getting positive and constructive feedback, but also their salary. One of the biggest motivators for leaving a job can come down to salary, and quite often we find that the PA's salaries are stagnant the longer they stay with the company. If you want someone to stay with you for the long term, make sure you're reviewing their salary regularly. So the final tip I have, which is something that I'm really passionate about, is about getting the PAs involved in the company's why, aligning them with the company's strategic vision. Quite often, if we don't know why we're doing something, we don't necessarily do it as well. If you can get them involved in the company's business objectives, make them understand why their role is really important, help them understand what pressures the executives are facing, you might find they do a much, much better job day to day. Then that's the end of the course, so thanks very much for watching. We'd love to know your feedback, what you enjoyed, what you didn't find very useful, what you have found useful. Any full feedback is always really, really gratefully received, so we can include it in future content that we're producing. Recruitment isn't rocket science. Hopefully with these videos, which you can access anytime, you now feel a little bit more empowered to take it on yourself, and you can utilise the tools we've given you at any point. Obviously, it goes without saying that we'd love you to give Job Search a chance, and if this all seems a bit overwhelming, then one of the things and great benefits of working with Job Search is that we already do all of these things, and much quicker than you'd probably be able to do it yourself, because we do it every day. But if you are doing it yourself, you've got all the tools you need. So thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.